So we got 4 guys here. We're gonna send our 4 guys in and see how close quarters combat works currently.
Есть. Этот есть!
Приготовиться к стрельбе!
Этот есть! Санитара, быстро!
Okay, so when something like this happens, this is probably your best case scenario. What just happened right here? If this happened to you online or something, this is your best case scenario. But usually it doesn't always play out like that. Now here, I'm going to show you guys another example of some close quarters combat. Let's say we have a few dudes here. We know where the enemy is. They're in this building. We're going to go garrison the building and clear them out.
Как прикажете.
Уничтожен!
Вот вам! Сколько ж вас! Уничтожен!
Now as you can see, that one guy, he just ran to the corner all the way to the left, and he ran all the way to the right. Now I want to show you guys an example of what it would look like if 2 squads were to meet at the same position while moving. So I'm going to show you guys a quick example of that. So we're going to move these guys here. I'm going to move those guys here. Now I don't know if a lot of you guys catch that, but this squad reacted pretty well in the close quarters combat. They all put their guns up first. This squad just kept running, kept walking. Couldn't care less that everybody around them just got dropped. I'm gonna show you guys this example again. Remember, this is just 2 squads interacting with each other on the battlefield. And this is how it would play out every single time you play the game. Every single time. Here it goes again.
Слушаю, командир.
Now watch closely. Watch how they react. You see that? See that? That happens 90% of the time when people play this game. 90% of the time. As soon as you hit a corner, there's an enemy squad behind it. They're just walking they're just walking. Sometimes they'll stop and shoot, and usually whatever squad does that first, they'll win. But it's really not under your control. I clicked right click for the walk. They're going there. I did it for the other squad. And one squad wants to do it, the other one doesn't. That's just how it is. Now I'm going to show you guys the same situation again. Here's another example. Boom.
Я готов.
Boom. Now watch closely how they react. And now let me show you an example what close quarters combat looks like in Call to Arms. Whoa, that was a lot better, in my opinion. Here's a few more examples of what it looks like with walking fire on. Now let's see what it looks like for a squad to get in close quarters combat range. Did you see that? That looked good. It looks real good. Now I'd like to show you guys an example of what it looks like, what close quarters combat looks like with walking fire on. And you guys couldn't see a huge difference. I'll show you right now. See how snappy that was? That was real nice, and that's what players like to see. They don't want to see them run to the corner first, or who can stop the fastest. They just want to see them shoot their guns, you know? So I'll show you guys another example. I'm gonna send team 1 in, then team 2 in. Now here, I put these guys in some defensive positions. So this is what it would look like for your average kind of breach and clear situation. They got a bunch of walls covering them. There's only so many ways in. Now in Gates of Hell, when this kind of situation happens, it's usually only have a few options. You either grenade the enemy, or you take control of one of your units and you go in third person. That's the easiest way to do it. Or you can get a flamer. Because if you send them in Gates of Hell, they're just going to stand at the hallway. They can get kills like that, but a majority of the time they're going to get smoked. Now, if you're wondering why I did it individually, it's because whenever the squad lead dies, they try to rearrange themselves, and, you know, obviously whenever they do that, they stop firing on the move, which is a pretty bad bug, and that's probably my explanation for why they removed it in the first place. Now, for this test, I'm going to place these guys a little bit far away, because I want to get them all in a good range so I can select them. Okay, so we're going to get our boys, and they're going to move over here. And we're going to watch how this plays out. Ooh, what are you doing? Oh, he's trying to throw a grenade. That wasn't the best attack, but they still managed to take out a majority of them. Now I want to show you guys an example of what this situation looks like in Gates of Hell. Now I want to show you guys the same kind of scenario, but in Gates of Hell. As you can see, we got our two guys here, two guys in the middle, two guys on the right. Same pretty much layout of what it looked like in Call to Arms. Now let's see what it looks like when they enter the room. You see that? That's no bueno. That's no good. Me no likey. And I'm sure a lot of people don't like that either. Let's show you guys some more examples of this.
Sucht euch Deckung! Die verdammte Stellung! Nicht zurückweichen, Kamera! Jawohl, für den ist er nicht vorbei! Feuert weiter! Er hat mich fast erwischt! Wir müssen das Gebiet verteidigen!
Now, one of the devs told me that the reason why walking fire was removed was because the AI would suicide rush. But in my opinion, that doesn't fix anything. Because you still have the problem of AI suicide rushing. That problem hasn't gone away. In fact, it's probably gotten worse. Maybe it might be better at long range, mid-range, but I'm telling you, close quarters combat, it's really bad. Let me show you guys a few more examples real quick. This is our squad. We hit the corner.
Macht weiter! Jawohl! Kamera! Sally! Hierher! Jawohl! Haltet die verdammte Stellung! Jawohl! Verdammt, ich brauche einen Sanitäter!
Let me show you guys in a very, very closed off area of what close quarters combat actually looks like. In Gates of Hell.
Wann geht's los? Geht's los?
So we got our guys holed up in the house. We're gonna get our assault team going. Our little breach team, as you would say it. They all have SMGs. We're gonna send these guys in and see how it plays out.
Verstanden! Daneben! Schnell in Deckung! Schnell!
Honestly, that was probably one of the better plays. Usually that goes down a lot worse. A lot worse than that. See, look at this little cool animation they're doing where they're just walking with their guns up. I wish they would do that, like clearing a house or something. Wouldn't that just be sick? I think that would be sick. Now I'm gonna do this example again. I'm gonna turn off AI mode on these guys, so they stop moving around. And this is peak. This is peak Gates of Hell. Ostfront. Close quarters combat. This is as good as this is gonna get. Watch. Hey, I respect the grenade. Now I'm going to show you guys one more example of house clearing and call to arms. Gates of Hell. I'm going to turn off their AI mode, and we're just going to send them in. Just one click. You know, garrison the house, whatever you got to do. Come on. Let me click. There we go. Now you can see them aim at each other while moving, but they don't take the shot. They gotta get into their position first, or wherever their way markered first, and then they can shoot. Look at him. He's just pointing straight at him. He is. What is going on here? Even I'm shocked at what I'm looking at right now. But this is your average situation. This is how it's always gonna play. And now let me show you call to arms. Alright, so here we got another house. And, you know, pretty similar situation. They got all the corners. Got a guy here at the door, got another guy here at the other door. Now let me show you what that looks like when we have a team breaching it. So now we're going to send our squad in.
people just recognize that you don't have to live with lawlessness. You don't have to live with third world murder rates. If you just one thing that like I really
You see that? That's good. That was real good. Real nice. Now I'm gonna do it again for you guys. Just to show you guys. I'm gonna do it again. Now here we got the same situation again. I'm replaying it. Just so you can see. Real nice, real nice. Now, when you compare this to Gates of Hell Ostfront, you can tell that it's night and day. There's a big difference here. And I feel like a lot of the times whenever the players complain about the AI issues, they're talking about the close quarters combat AI issues. And whenever the dev told me it's because of suicide running, but in Gates of Hell, they run in there and then they have to stop and they can't shoot until they stop. I feel like that in itself is suicide running. With firing on the move, it does multiple things. It suppresses enemy locations. Obviously, that's one big one. You don't have that in Gates of Hell. You can't suppress enemy location and move at the same time. You can if you have two people, but it's definitely not as easy as it would be if they just had walking fire. Now, when the dev was explaining to me the reason they took out walking and firing was because of AI behavior with suicide waves, I really just don't think that's the case. It really doesn't make any sense to me, because when you look up how the AI plays in Gates of Hell Ostfront, you clearly know that they're just a big glump of suicide waves when you play against the AI. So, saying that you're getting rid of walking fire because of suicide waves from AI just doesn't really add up to me.